Oh, girls, have a look what's arrived. I know we went shopping, but how good's this? G'day, guys. This is fantastic. Oh, girls, you're going to love this. Well, oh, look at that. Oh, Maggie Misty, how good's this? All right, guys, bring it inside.
Cherry, you're the biggest herb grower in the country. What would you suggest for someone that's never grown herbs before in a situation like this, nice and sunny, right next to the wood-fired oven?
I think the essential range that we have here is something that everybody can grow. All the younger members of the family can get involved in this.
So we've got chives, two different sorts, the curly parsley.
We've got mints, we've got obviously basil, which is very popular.
And then we've got some unusual ones. Now, this variety of rosemary is quite different. Tell us the story
I
there.
think this is just unique and fabulous. It's very easy to grow. It grows extremely long stems, and of course you can use these by just breaking off the leaves and using it as a skewer on the barbecue.
Daz, this is looking pretty good. This is the Informal Pathway coming down. It's a slate-like rock, isn't it? What have you got here?
Beautiful natural stone from country earth. It's going to be a wonderful path with the pebbles laid between it. Look fantastic.
You've obviously popped some mud underneath, some cement under, just to hold it?
Cracker dust concrete, because they're obviously not butting up against each other. Hold them in place and 24 hours and they'll be ready to walk on.
What did you say if anybody walks on them before then?
They will die.
OK, right. We are on the last day, so the landscaper tends to get a little bit touchy. I did see you bought yourself your best pants along for the day too, mate.
These are my special bricklayers pants.
Uh-huh, very nice.
As you can see, they've done a fair bit of work.
They have, yeah. Well done, mate.
We've searched the metropolitan area high and wide to find a lovely feature tree for this particular corner. Something that's got a bit of stature so that it can match this existing cocos palm. We picked this up from Tony and Sons in Lexia. Now, they're famous for growing super advanced plants. Now, it's great to know that they're grown here in WA, so they're accustomed to our conditions. Well, the lovely thing about this particular plant is that this bronzy back to the leaf just matches in so beautifully with the brushwood fencing. This is going to look absolutely spectacular in this corner.
Here's a great design tip if you want to create an informal screen. We wanted to screen off the vegetables and the aquaponics unit from the main entertaining area in a nice informal way. And we've used these beautiful tropical looking plants. They're called Tropicana canna lilies. They're going to grow up around about 4 to 5 feet, and then they throw up these spectacular orange flowers through the summer months. Now, one more tip. In Western Australia, there's a few things we have to do to make sure we enjoy gardening success. And one of them is make sure that we mulch our soils. And when you're doing bulk mulches and you need a truckload of it, get your hands on this stuff here. It's called BioWise mulch. Now, it's thick and coarse. When you put a big thick layer, at least 100 millimetres thick on top of the soil, smothers out weed seeds and it reduces evaporation. And it's a great way to save 6 buckets of water, because the more of this stuff you put on, the better your plants look, the less water you use, and look, your garden, it just performs beautifully.
Alicia, our designer, chose this outdoor setting from Archipelago Living. Now, she described it to me as being absolutely fantastic. So when the truck turned up, I was the first there to help them unload. Now, the only problem is I can't see a flaming thing. It's all covered in cardboard, so we're going to have to wait a while.
The deck is the perfect place to basically have a stage in the garden, and this is the perfect setting to be able to sit back, relax and enjoy and entertain with what is going to be an outstanding place to do it. And here come the chairs.
I've been given the challenge of creating a vegetable garden to feed the family for a lifetime. Quite a challenge. Now, we've got a beautiful spot here. It's nice and sunny, so that's certainly helping us. And the first cab off the rank is this one, asparagus. This is actually a long-life vegetable that can feed the family every spring for at least 10 years. So in my first planting, I've kind of achieved the effect. Now, everything we put in gets a bit of the old sea salt gel. We've got 2 great varieties of tomatoes to go in. The first one's an heirloom variety called Black Russian, marvellous flavour. And the other, Roma. This is definitely the best of the Italian tomatoes. Next, we've got a selection of oriental vegetables. There's tatsoi and bok choy. Now, both of these are marvellous for stir-frying. Well, the last step is to add this cocoa chip mulch. It's fabulous stuff. It's what I use at home around my veggies. It's marvellous for holding the moisture, particularly in our environment where it gets so hot and dry during the summer months. Like many homeowners, Sam and Monica are very keen to recycle water in their home and garden. Well, this arid system is just the ticket for that sort of a job. It's ultra easy to set up, and it can take that wastewater and pump it out into the garden so it can be reused a second time. Now, I call the plumbing system informal. That means no plumber required. Just take the pipe straight from the washing machine, out the window and into the unit. The water is double filtered within the unit and then pumped out when it gets to a certain predetermined level. It goes into the black poly main pipe via a particle filter. From here, it's automatically reticulated into the garden through purple drip line pipe. This has large bore emitters which resist blocking. You can feed 80 metres of this pipe with an ultimate coverage of 50 square metres, and the total cost of this system around $300.
Now we're getting a real tropical effect through here, and one of the things that we're doing is we're popping these pebbles down between the major paving stones. Craig's spreading them out. They're 25mm rounded river washed pebbles. They are absolutely beautiful. Now, to keep them contained within the pathway area, we've got this link edge aluminium edging. This sort of edging is absolutely brilliant if you've got turf grass growing along the edge of a pathway or a garden bed. It's a new concept, but boy, does it work well.
For a chic touch of the chic, we've draped this beautiful cube with these glorious cream curtains. Now, from a practical point of view, they're UV resistant and you can bung them in the washing machine to clean them up. For me, one of the great highlights of this garden is this beautiful piece of art. It's a panel called she oak, and it was modelled on that iconic Australian tree. Now, it's made from a very special metal. It's called Core 10, and it's steel mixed with copper and nickel, and that ages beautifully. A strip of LED lights provides the backlit image. In keeping with our theme, we've sourced the panel from local artists, and it's been created here in WA at the Fifth Room. Now, coming up after the break, you've all been waiting for this moment. It's the reveal. Sam and Monica are just going to find an unbelievable sight